William Wallace Casper. Born March 12, 1821 in Bellevue, Ohio, he was the son of William Casper and Averilla Durbin. He was baptized into the Mormon faith with his parents June 7, 1834. The family, after being driven from Missouri, went to Illinois. In the spring of 1841, William joined the Nauvoo Legion. He married Sarah Ann Bean on January 22, 1844, in the Nauvoo Temple. Brigham Young performed the ceremony. William and Sarah moved to Nauvoo. There they established a farm until they were forced to flee to Council Bluffs. On July 16, 1846, he enlisted in the Mormon Battalion of 500 and marched away, leaving his young wife and 2-year-old daughter with only the cover of their wagon to protect them from the oncoming winter. From his journal he writes, "We went first to Fort Leavenworth to be equipped, then the long tramp to Santa Fe. The long marches, severe military discipline, large doses of medicine, of which we did not approve, were trials for both body and spirit. We had many hardships. In the course of a few months, few of us had anything on but rags and tatters. Shirts were made from the skins of animals. We suffered even more from the lack of shoes. When they could be obtained, the skins of animals were bound around our feet, but they were not always obtainable, and many a mile was marked by stains from our bare and bleeding feet. We arrived at the point from which we could see the Pacific Ocean on January 27, 1847. We had completed a march of 2,000 miles, the longest march of infantry in history. It was for us a moment of supreme joy. On June 22, 1847, General Stephen Watts Kearny, heading east, reaches what he calls the cannibal camp of the Donner Party. Mormon Battalion veterans in his party gather the remains into the Breen cabin. A prayer is offered, and the bodies are buried there, and the cabin is then set afire. William was discharged from duty July 16, 1847, and arrived in the Salt Lake Valley October 16, 1847. Here he was joyfully united with his wife and 2-year-old daughter Sarah. They had arrived in the valley only a few weeks before. In February 1848, he homesteaded a farm about 7 miles south of Salt Lake City on Mill Creek, just east of where the old meeting house stands today. His wife soon joined him, and they became members of the Mill Creek Ward. There they established a farm that stretched from the Mill Creek on the north to the Cottonwood Creek on the south, and from what is now State Street on the west to the foothills on the east. He built a willow cabin with a dirt floor and a roof for Sarah to live in. During this time they lived very scantily. In June 1868, William served as a major, leading 5 platoons in the Black Hawk Indian War. Upon returning from the Indian Wars, he concentrated on his family and his homestead. He was ordained a high priest on 25th of June, 1892 by George B. Wallace, and later ordained a patriarch. He was married 3 times and was the father of 18 children. He died July 17, 1908 at his home in Mill Creek. His 3rd daughter, Harriet Priscilla Casper, married Thomas Gundersen on December 16, 1872. Their first 2 children died. Their 3rd son was Thomas Olaf Gundersen, whose 7th son was Hadlin Brinton Gundersen, my father. William Wallace Casper was driven to serve, march, suffer, endure, homestead, and colonize a wonderful area. He was driven by that unwavering testimony and founded belief in God and his Son Jesus Christ. He was an eyewitness to the prophet Joseph Smith. He took direction from the mouth of Brigham Young and generated posterity of 18 children and now countless descendants.